listening to the Ocean Rowing Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Painter, physical therapist and owner of Strong and Empowered Rowing. I help people continue their love of rowing without aches and pains. Along the way, I decided I wanted to row across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm finding it super hard to get in touch with previous ocean rowers and find the answers on how to make this possible. So this podcast is to share my story and what I learn as I get ready for and ultimately cross the Atlantic Ocean. Hear from experts in different areas and from others who have completed ocean rows. So anyone who wants to do this has easy access, and we can share our stories with the world. Welcome to episode 12 of the Ocean Rowing Podcast. So this is going to be another quick update episode. This is update number 6, and I basically share where I'm at, what I'm up to, and how I'm moving along in the process of my ocean crossing. So, like I've mentioned before, I'm not quite at the boat building stage. I'm waiting till I make a few more decisions. I haven't quite signed up yet for TWAC of December 2022, but it's still the plan. And right now I actually made a big decision because I'm helping to train Pete Rhodes, who was already on the Ocean Rowing Podcast. He was in episode 7, so you should definitely check it out. But yeah, so his boat is Row North Atlantic, and you should definitely check out the episode. Donate to his cause, his charity, if you're willing, but you can listen more about that in episode 7. So right now, I'm basically, since I'm helping to train him to cross the Atlantic, I decided that I should start on some things myself. So the parts that I'm working on for myself are parts that take a little bit longer than just the strength, hypertrophy, increasing my endurance and things like that. While I could work on it now, I'm already in a workout routine and I'm keeping up with that routine at the moment. But the things that I want to start working on are the things that take a little bit longer, such as flexibility and mobility. So I'm actually really fortunate in that I am pretty flexible. I have a lot of flexibility, but I definitely have some inconsistencies or some compensations. I've had 3 left ankle surgeries, which makes my left ankle not as mobile as my right ankle. And in rowing, that matters a little bit. So I've decided that instead of just the basic how I work on it right now, I'm going to up that a little bit to really try and work on the mobility of that ankle joint to really get as much as I can for that ocean rowing. And then there are some other things as well. So for me, as most people, one side is favored rather than the other. So for instance, when you're sitting, do you cross one leg over the other? And does one leg feel a little bit more comfortable? Well, I definitely have that. I'm way more comfortable putting my right leg crossed over as opposed to like my left leg. So I have some differences from side to side, like many people do, and I'm going to start kind of working on that. So even though I'm really flexible, I'm going to keep trying to improve certain areas. And I'm going to really work on my mobility to try and kind of equal my body out over the long term. So I've decided to start working on that kind of aspect. So that's what I'm doing, and it goes hand in hand with what I'm doing to help Pete, so I'm really excited. If anyone's got any questions, you're always welcome to ask, reach out, and I will answer it. But that's my quick update episode. That's pretty much where I'm at right now, so not too much exciting news. I still need to do a lot of things. I'm still researching the boats. I'm still kind of trying to figure out when I'm going to sign up for TWAC and different things like that. So again, if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. It's mail@oceanrowingpodcast.com. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to the next episode. And I actually lied last time in my update episode. The last episode was Kelda Wood, not Megan Hoskin. So I'm so sorry. It was because I messed up the dates and which one was coming out first. So that's completely my fault. I apologize. The episode before this was Kelda Wood, who was a solo rower who rowed across the Atlantic Ocean. And she gave so much valuable insight. She said at the beginning that it was going to be an awful podcast and she wasn't a good person to interview. And she could not have been more wrong. It was an amazing episode. I highly recommend you check it out. It was episode 11 with Kelda Wood. And I definitely think you should check that out. She tells us about how she managed to do her routine for crossing as well as her personal hygiene routine. Lots of different things. If you are going to row across an ocean, seriously, listen to that episode. She tells you different ways to avoid butt sores, her hygiene things to keep her body nice and comfortable. And being a physical therapist, a lot of what she said was kind of how my brain thinks. So it was really cool to see her kind of put those thoughts that I had into perspective and reality and know that it worked for her. So I definitely recommend listening to that episode. The next episode, though, is episode 13 with Megan Hoskin, who I gave the intro for in episode 10. And that is completely my fault. I am sorry. But you should definitely check out both Kelda Woods and Megan's episode. So Megan Hoskin rowed the Pacific, and she was part of a trio that was the youngest and the first trio to cross last year in the Great Pacific Race. So that's really cool. I think she was the first person who's been on this podcast who rowed the Pacific Ocean, not the Atlantic Ocean. So thank you so much. I'm so excited for her to be in the next episode. She had to go through 2 different hurricanes. She talks about that. They had an issue very, very early in their crossing. I think it was day 2, but don't quote me. And she talks about how that changed their crossing a little bit and why that might have slowed them down a little bit as well. She talks about technological issues, how to keep her sanity, and so much more. It's an amazing episode. You should check it out. It's coming out in 2-ish weeks on September 26th. And yeah, feel free to hit that subscribe button, leave a review if you liked it, or let me know if there's something else that you want answered or someone you want to hear from. And I hope you guys have an amazing day.